All right, thanks for joining us. This is the Get Busy Livin podcast with the wonderful Phillipa Challis. And thank you so much, Phillipa, for joining us. So I'm Dr. Scott from Sixth Sense Acupuncture and the Healthy Habits Club. We appreciate your time and we're looking forward to hearing some gold nuggets of information from you today, Phillipa. So I appreciate your time, mate.
Well, thanks for inviting me.
So I'll start off with the usual question. So tell us, Phillipa, what gets you out of bed every morning?
The opportunity to embrace another day because something special happens every day.
Don't know
Simple as
why.
that. People I meet, I'm one of those people who walks down the street and I smile at everybody. I smile at shop attendants. I get the best service out. I go to get something from a shop and there'll be three in the store and they'll always turn to me and say yes because I'm smiling. I'm the only one smiling.
No, that's true. That's exactly right. I suppose that they're just so used to seeing everyone not smiling, so
Mm.
that's why
And
it's
the
contagious.
best you can give someone by saying to them, "Gosh, you look gorgeous in that outfit," or "Blue really suits you," and you can see a person smile that had been sort of grumpy before. It's lovely. And the reason I love to get people to smile because the smile is the start of laughter.
It is very much so, and it's also intention. Yeah, intention. If your intention is to have a good time and be happy, then other people are going to pick up on that, and that's what I say. It's contagious.
It's
It's,
absolutely.
it is contagious. So yeah, that's why I've been looking forward to this podcast because you know you don't get very often get a guest who is a laughter expert.
I'm
So
absolutely delighted to say that at this stage of my life, I get up every day and embrace it. The first thing I do when I get up of a morning every day is after I've used the littlest room in the house, I'm stand looking in the mirror as I wash my hands and I say, "Hi, gorgeous," because I know it's only going to get better after that. Now, I suggest you perhaps might say, "Hi, handsome," would be better. But it really is an opportunity to get out there. And if I can make someone else feel good, I feel good. I've had a number of serious issues since COVID in December 21, and people are quite staggered by my attitude. I had it twice, nearly killed me on both occasions, but I'm here and I embrace it. And it's taught me the value of smelling the roses, taking time out for me. And if I can help other people, I like to be able to think that I can just by having a laugh with them.
absolutely, and yeah, that isn't that funny? Our a what a life changing event. It's we go into the deepest and darkest areas of our lives, and we figure out that well, it's I've survived it, and here I am, and I'm happy to smell some roses today and share it with others
Well,
because that's usually what happens. Yeah.
people can't understand my attitude because I do have an attitude of gratitude. When I got COVID the first time, I lost 20 kilos. That's how serious it was. And then the next time I lost it, I lost another 10. So, wow, all my life I've battled the bulge. I've played a lot of sport, I've been active, but I never got the weight under control. And now here I am as a mature person and I'm doing all the right things and really embracing it and feeling fantastic. So, COVID, whilst it left me with the bad areas of not being able to smell or taste as well, having short term memory, having fog of the brain, there's all the good things. And it's taught me to slow down and smell the roses. And when I speak, and that's my occupation, a professional speaker, my topic is your number one asset is you. I wasn't doing it. I wasn't putting the air mask on myself in the plane first, as they say. And now that I realise that, I am walking my talk. And often you'll find me watching a midday movie in the middle of all the mayhem, because I'm a night owl. I love working late in the night. But I stop and I have a laugh and I feel brilliant. So if I can share that with others, that they can use it as a tool.
So you've sort of answered the question, but besides what you went through, uh, how did you get into it? What made you think, I can be a laughter coach, I can be a laughter expert?
as I just said, Scott, I was a professional speaker, and one of my colleagues said to me, you know, every time you speak from the platform, you've got the laughter coming through from people. You make people laugh. He became a laughter yogi and said to me, you've got to take it up. I've got to tell you, the first time I did it, I felt absolutely idiot. I thought, this is silly. Because when you do laughter yoga, it's intentional laughter. And if I say to you now, just take a deep breath with a smile on your face, hold it, hold it, hold it. When you exhale it, just laugh. It's so easy to do. It is infectious. And I found that when I had an audience in front of me, I didn't resort to jokes and humour, which is what laughter yoga doesn't rely on. And my evaluations would come through. I learned so much with Phillipa, and it was fun. We laughed. He said, you've got to take up laughter yoga. So I went and got trained, and this is 25 years ago, and found out that there is a more serious thing to it. People expect when you laugh, you just do it. No, you've got to understand the science of it all. And we often say in laughter, you need a daily dose. And when you laugh, you're releasing the chemicals, the hormones, the dopamine, the oxytocin, the serotonin, and those special ones, the endorphins. And when you release the endorphins, they're so beneficial. There's a myriad of them. And it just flowed on from that, that when I was doing presentations and coming from a corporate background where I did a lot of training in personal and professional presentation skills, customer service, sales, all that area, even dealing with difficult customers. And I didn't realize it. Part of my component of doing that is to share a laugh, because the laugh is the shortest distance between two people. And I incorporated in all my presentations and workshops that I do for personal and professional development, laughter. So I studied up and found out how you do it, and the rest is history. From one little club that I started here in Geelong, where I live down in Victoria, Australia, it just grew, and then we formed Laughter Clubs Victoria. I was the founder of that, and when we did that, we had about 40 clubs running after a couple of years, and now there's thousands of people around the world, and we're just part of that global laughter yoga.
It just blows my mind that that you're helping. Yeah, you're basically talking about laughter. That's how it just makes me. I think, wow, like the society's gotten to the point where now we need laughter classes. It should be just natural. Yeah,
it should be natural. But what's our biggest problem health-wise at the moment? It is mental health, and people don't know how to embrace life, how to use the tool that's there for everyone to use, and it's free, but you can do it yourself. Remember, you may not, but as a child, I Whistle a Happy Tune was one of the shows. And she said, whenever I feel afraid, I whistle a happy tune and no one will suspect I'm afraid. It's the same with the laughter. If you're in a situation and you're a bit nervous, what do? Oh, you get embarrassed laughter. And if you're not sure of something and you think, oh, God, I made a mistake, silly me, that's doing a wonderful thing for your body, releasing those hormones, because it's now been proved and done with many medical studies, and there are papers galore. I've left that to the experts, but I can tell you by the anecdotes how beneficial it is for people. I can tell you stories of young children being bullied, and I love going into schools and running a workshop, because somebody comes up to a young kid and says, I want your money, your lunch money, give me your lunch money. And they always do it quietly. But if some kid is in that situation, I teach them, you look straight into the bully's eyes, put a big smile on your face and laugh. You want me to give you money? My dad's so mean, he doesn't give me any lunch money. And people come running because the power of the bully is lost, and people. So it can help children. That simple story, and that's a very true story. Then I talk about people who've had laughter situations help with their family. I did one presentation for a group, and at the end of it, the mum came up and said, I want to thank you, because that is the first time since Billy had his ABI, his acquired brain injury, and he actually came out of it while he was laughing. and turned to me and said, "Mum." And he hasn't said "mum" to me since it happened. And there's another one, someone with dementia. And people with dementia and people who've got Alzheimer's, I really embrace going into the organisations where they're residents and running it. A 92-year-old, only a fortnight ago, we do a clapping activity when we do a laughter yoga club activity where we clap each time with a ho, ho, ha, ha, ha. Do it with me. Come on, you can do it.
Yeah,
Put that smile
yeah,
on
yeah.
your face. Just quickly do a ho, ho,
Ho, ho, ha, ha, ha.
ho, ho,
Ho, ha, ha, ha.
ho, ho.
Ho, ho, ha,
So
ha.
what you're doing, you're moving the diaphragm, you're engaging, you're
Mhm.
embracing. So the 92-year-old, yes, as a group we were doing the ho ho ha ha ha, and she'd only get the ho by the time we did it there. But when the staff said to me afterwards, that's the first time Molly, who'd come to this in her recliner bed, just sitting there comatose, had embraced and got involved and smiled. Because with dementia, they can remember things from years ago, but can't remember what's happened 5 minutes ago. Mind you, I have that problem now myself.
Don't we
um,
all?
yeah, so it was wonderful to see her and the smile on her face, and members of the staff in tears. That's just two of them. People who say, "Oh, look, I'm really flat." I often get a call, "Philip, I just rang you because I need to laugh." And of course, because I've practiced it and done it for so long, it's very easy. My body automatically does it. So whilst it's intentional laughter to start with, the body doesn't know if it's fake or it's real. And my joy when I run a laughter session is seeing people who, this is ridiculous. But all of a sudden, they'll get involved. When you do it in a group and you're sharing the laughter, looking someone straight in the eye and smiling, it's so infectious. I often see people go, like, I'm really laughing now. And scientifically, it's been proven by people doing this, it can help because it lowers your blood pressure for a start and it boosts the energy levels. And when you have a group of people who are working together and not collaborating, it connects them. It's a great ego leveler. Or people who are in dialysis, who have to sit there for ages. If they do the laughter while they're having it, and often you'll have a laughter leader, as we call them, who are all trained to do this, go in, and the time goes and they're not uncomfortable. They're happy to be, when I say happy to be there, it's easier to be there.
Yeah, yeah. Well, yeah. I remember when I went through uni, they talked about energy transfer, transformation, and transferring, and they got it was a leaf, and they used a certain resonancy imaging. It wasn't an X-ray or anything like that. I just can't remember what it was. Anyway, they laughed. They got a group of people and laughed at the leaf, and the leaf actually its structure changed.
Mm.
It actually changed the structure of the leaf just by laughing at it. So
Well,
I thought that, but then they had to say something derogative to the leaf, and the leaf changed again. It actually went a darker color. It went
wow.
a darker color. So yeah, so it does. What our intention and our want to be happy is very important. And like you said, science is backing it up. It's saying that. So
I,
yeah,
I've been watching all the athletics overseas. It's just been wonderful, the competition. And I had a look in the pole vault, I think it was, or the long jump, high jump. There were athletes who were getting the crowd along with the clapping. But it's the ones who did well, and each time I thought, isn't that interesting? A smile on the face, and I think it was a local Japanese athlete, and he had the biggest smile before he started. That energy boost has been released because NLP, we all know with our neuro linguistic programming about the left and right brain hemisphere. And you
yeah,
mentioned music before. Well, when you laugh, both hemispheres like move together, whereas normally it's one or the other. Baroque music, when you were studying, I'm sure you would have done that over the years, Scott, had the good old music just to get the brain into that position. And when people meditate, it's like meditating. You're right there, and the whole body is involved. So the scientific studies done have shown that. And they've done tests. Like I understand from what I've read and know is 1 minute of hearty laughter. Now we have 3 levels. Come with me on this. A little embarrassed laugh. Now this time, hand on the tummy, right? Father Christmas, you'll
Yep.
do this one well. But it's
Oh,
now the
what the?
hearty laugh. Open up, put the arms right out wide. Get them right
Yeah,
out
yep.
wide, and we have a hearty laugh. Throw your head back and really let it out. You are giving your body
Yeah,
a complete workout when you do that, and the difference
yeah,
in the
true.
way you feel. So it's amazing, and some of my colleagues have taken it into organisations. And just briefly, one of the things I love when I'm booked by a corporate set person, and I go in there and do a session for their staff, they'll have me back because they've found the more regularly they have a laughter session, the lower the absenteeism and the higher the retention.
Well, yeah, it's good morale.
Mm,
If you got
mm.
good morale on your ship, then yeah, it
And
makes
all
sense.
the, yes, and all those people who are working at home on their own. Now, I don't know about you, but this is my trusty little thing, old fashioned, I know. Bring it up there. Good old
Oh yeah,
timer. And I
yep.
set that for 45 minutes. And every 45 minutes, I get up from my desk. Sometimes, if I'm really into it and in the zone, I'll just stretch and I'll have a laugh on my own. Mind you, if there's someone here, I'll give you the greatest tool, Scott. And anyone on the podcast can use this to their advantage. It's the silent laugh. So I want you to take a deep breath and hold it, hold it, hold it. When you laugh it out, I want you to laugh it out without making a noise. So that silent laugh can be used, and look, it's just so good. And as I said before, the body doesn't know if it's fake or real. It'll embrace it. You'll get that workout. You'll be invigorated. Sit down and start work again. You'll have new energy.
Yeah, I felt it in my belly then, and
Excellent.
it felt, yeah, I could feel the change
So,
straight away.
and one of the studies was that 1 minute of hearty laugh, which I told you a minute ago, is equivalent to 14 minutes on a rowing machine. Now, I don't know about you, but I'm basically lazy. I'd much rather laugh than row.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, well, I love that statement that you said earlier about laughter is the first connection between two people. That makes
Well,
so much sense. Where'd you
it
get that from?
is.
Is that
It
from your
is.
learning?
And that's why I'm really embrace being with the sales team and getting people together. Now, they've come in, or businessmen will sit there saying, now, what's you going to talk me? Wellness. We've got a well-being program here. What's the wellness? And because they've got the arms crossed, I teach them to do different laughs. And there are hundreds of laughs, just hundreds. You can create a laugh. If you tell me what your favorite thing is that you do, your hobby, what's your hobby?
My hobby, I love to walk. I love walking.
Walk. So when you're walking, and perhaps you might like to do the silent one, just as you're going along, instead of just going along, sometimes you're talking on your walks, but as you're going along, laugh because you're having the internal jogging. We use every muscle in our body when we laugh. You're getting a double whammy, then the adrenaline will go and you'll come away from that really energized, not feeling, oh, I've had a good walk and I'm a little bit tired from it, but you'll be energized.
Yeah, rightio. Okay. Yeah, I must admit, it feels good because you're already producing dopamine when you're walking, and the happy hormones.
Yes.
I was watching something funny this morning, and I was having a laugh, and I was thinking, what could be better? What could be better? I'm doing what I love to do, and I'm also laughing at the same time.
So many people think when they, oh, we're having the laughter lady, then I'm going to be telling jokes. No,
No,
mind you, it depends. When I talk to people and I'm trying to differentiate, I will tell them a joke because, well, I'll give you a quick one. No, I'll give you a story. Did you know the Commonwealth Bank and Australia Post are going to merge? They've even got
No,
a name for them. They're going to be
really.
known as Compost.
That makes
Now,
sense. That
yeah,
actually, it's,
so
it's,
humour is very individual. I mean, some people don't get it. It goes over their head. And I have to say, look, I'll explain to you in the break after, because we don't all take things on, and a joke to one isn't to the other. That's
no, that's
humour. Whereas laughter is universal. Everybody. You'll see movies. The nuns going into a village with children. They all speak different languages. They don't speak the language. But if they can make them laugh, they might pull a funny face. They might do something silly, and everyone laughs and they're happy. Because children laugh an inordinate amount of times. It's just us as we get older get a bit grumpy and forget to laugh. That's why it's good to look in the mirror of a morning.
I love you. I love you already. That's a good, like you said before. It's a good conversation starter.
Mm. And it's something you can use in all situations. It depends on the individual as to what their lifestyle is, but you can use it as a tool. And the way some people wake up in the morning and they meditate, do your laughter. When you're sitting and you're doing something that your brain won't work, say, okay, put it down. And I've often done this when I'm writing. I can't think. I just do some deep breathing. And when we do a laughter yoga class and we're standing up or sitting down, we raise the hands up to get that diaphragm expanded and exhale out to get rid of the air. And then we do our laugh and let the playfulness of the children's attitude. And it's just amazing how much more energy you have, how much more brain capacity it unleashes. So I'll look forward to hearing from you as to how you've incorporated it and how it's affected you.
Absolutely. I try to be jovial anyway, even when I speak in front of others, and I always think, you know, try to make a bit of a joke about things, and but no, I don't go intentionally to go and laugh with these people, uh, but yeah, I can see how that can be beneficial, and also you can also get the message across a bit easier. Yeah, it makes it easier to communicate as well.
Well, through my business, Live Life Laughing, I have had the
She's going to talk about.
I have had the opportunity of going into literally dozens over the last, or probably up to hundreds, and I've trained hundreds of people. And I've never met someone who hasn't taken something away from it, even if it's one little hint. I had a chap telling me recently that he'd been caught in traffic, and he said, and he rang me up and told me, he said he was sitting there and they couldn't move. So he's got the hands on the wheel. And instead of clapping, he was sitting there going, ho, ho, ha, ha, ha. And he just did that and burst out laughing at himself being so funny. When he was laughing, throwing his head back, he could see someone in the next car and he just kept waving at them. And it was because sorry, I've got a flickering light. I'm just going to turn it off. Sorry. And when he did that, he said the people were looking at him and someone would catch up in the car and he said they're looking, he'd looking and they'd laugh back. So laughter is infectious. And he said he didn't mind sitting there for the 20 minutes as much as he would have been years ago, grumpy and saying, oh God, I'm stuck in traffic. He laughed. Try it sometime, whatever
Ho
you
ho
do.
ha ha ha. Ho ho ha ha ha. Is that right? Ho ho ha ha ha.
Mm. There are many books out there, many groups, because what started in India with one doctor putting 5 people out in the park early in the morning to have a laugh, telling jokes, but they gave that away and just incorporate the laughter yoga together because the two complement each other. It's all virtually using the same muscles. And it's now grown to many laughter clubs globally. And I know I read somewhere there were 2,700 that were registered. So, how many more there are out there, I don't know, where people go along in a group. And if you want to find club, if you're in Victoria, you've got Laughter Clubs Victoria that you can go and have a look at, and that'll steer you in the right direction, or Laughter Yoga. or come to me at Live Life Laughing, and I'll be happy to tell you where the nearest one is.
Yeah, right. So I didn't know that. So that is it a non-for-profit or is it
Laughter
some
Clubs
organization? Or?
Victoria is that. I founded that, as I said, many years ago, 25 years ago, I think,
Yeah, right.
or just under. And people get trained. It's a 2-day training if you want to be a laughter leader. If you put it in the workplace, particularly, it's essential that you get trained. People say, how can you train to laugh? You've got to understand all about physiology of it, and you need to be aware. If someone comes into a laughter group, and even in a setting in business, different places I go, there'll always be someone who's really inhibited and can't do it. And as I said, the first time I did it, I thought, what the hell is this? And some people just can't ever take
Yeah,
it
true.
on. And you need to be aware and take the people with you. And I'm sure it's you yourself, would you know, with people in their wellness programs and coming to the gym. Some people just can't do it, but with good coaching, and if you know the methods, if you have understanding of it, then you can help them. So to give an example, in a group doing a laugh, we start off often, and this one's easy. It's just namaste, hands together, you look people in the eye and simply have a nice genteel laugh. Here's one for you, Scott. So that's nice and relaxed and happy. And then if you've
Yeah,
got
yeah.
someone who has got the arthritic hands, we do find clapping like that, you're hitting the pressure points. And anyone who knows anything about that will be aware how good that is to stimulate the blood flow. But if you've got someone who's
Yep.
arthritic, you can still clap that way. And you can also incorporate into your laugh an energy group. Now, I did one for athletes, and this is when I was carrying the weight. So I don't know why I suggested it. We did a pogo jump. So we had the old pogo stick. Remember as a kid, 2 feet on the
Yeah,
pogo
yeah.
stick, spring, and you jump around.
Mm. Oh, really?
Pretending, yes. And
Oh, yeah.
so,
Because I do
so,
remember, I remember crashing too.
and did you laugh?
Are they going to do it again? I not even.
Love,
I didn't
love
break
that.
anything, so luckily.
So when you get trained, you become aware that if you're doing it with people who aren't able-bodied, they can't do the pogo jump, and so you'd have
Yeah, good.
something more genteel. You have different laughs that bring people in together, and one of my favourite is the boxing kangaroo. You know, where you stand facing someone and you simply pop up, ha, ha. And I'm dying to go and see the movie Kangaroo because I'm going to do that with whoever I go with. I'll frighten the hell out of them. And I'm going to go, ha, ha, ha. So you need to be trained to be a good laughter leader. I'd encourage people to look at that if they would want to take it into their workplace. It's so exciting though. When we started, I'd say laughter yoga, and people say, what? Now you say laughter, oh, that's the activity you do. So it really is moving towards the stage. Like some places in America, it's seen as part of people's fitness and well-being programs. So they get paid to go along to a laughter session. And in the workplace, they automatically would have it in their health and well-being program. Isn't that exciting?
Yeah, that is cool. So we're running out of time, so you've sort of already given us a few examples, but who's your ideal client? Who would you like to help the most?
Someone who would like to be healthier, somebody who would like to have both the mental and physical opportunity of releasing the energy. And I find that the corporates, I embrace them and business people because let's be honest, they get remuneration from doing that. However, my joy in life is going into an aged care facility or a lifestyle place where they don't have more than the people coming in, and to see the smile on their face when they've done a laughter session. Or when I go into a business, and I did one a couple of months ago, there was the boss, there was all the staff. And because we did it together, it's such an ego leveler, and it brought them together. So, in answer to that, sorry, long answer to a short question, my ideal person is someone who's going to embrace it and use it for their own benefit and those around them.
And that leads me to the last question. So, what ideas or information would you give us, Phillipa, to provide or create lifelong longevity? Lifelong longevity.
Without even knowing it, I'd say laughter is the thing that's carried me all my life. As a professional speaker, I remember going along to the National Speakers Association, which is now the Professional Speakers Association, and hearing terrible stories of people surviving a car crash, people having tragedies. And I thought, well, nothing's happened in my life that's bad. I can't be a good speaker because I haven't anything bad. But then I reflected on it as I got older and thought, well, my father died very young when I was only 14, and that was a tragedy. But the way that the family, and he was one of 12 cousins, uncles all around the place, was using laughter, and I didn't realise we used it as our tool. My own husband died some 9 years ago, and when he was unwell in the ICU, and the staff said to him, Ted, to us, my daughter and I, you do realise the seriousness of this? And I said, yes, but we use laughter as a tool. So I do think all my life, it's been part of my life, and now I have the privilege and the joy of spreading a happy demic of laughter to all and sundry, no matter whether it's a networking group, as you and I met through Synergy, and other organisations I belong to, always being able to pass on and give them the joy of laughter.
Thank you very much, Phillipa. Sorry that I wished I had some more time to talk to you, because there's a few other questions I had for you. But thank you so much for giving those gold nuggets. There's Phillipa's details there on LinkedIn. So that's her LinkedIn profile. So get in touch with her. She's got a phone number there as well. So if you're in Australia, you can give her a call. And also, she's got some books here that she has written as well. So
been part of.
I think it's
contributing author.
Yeah. So that she's got some sayings there as well. So awesome that she came on. We appreciate that. So if you want any more information, just get in contact with myself or Phillipa, and we can hook you up. So thank you so much. So because you didn't bag me too much as well, Phillipa, I'm going to give you access to my bronze membership in my health club. So there it is. There. So there's the code for it. So you get access to it for a month for free. It normally costs $11 for the month. I'll teach you about EFT, emotional freedom technique, meditation, nutrition, exercise. There's 5 other modules. So there's over 60 lessons. So thank you so much for coming on. Much appreciated, Phillipa. So
my pleasure. And as I say to everybody, live life laughing.
That's it. Life laughing. I love that. Ho, ho, ha, ha. Ho, ho, ha, ha. Ho, ho, ha, ha, ha. All right, we'll leave it with that. So thanks very much, guys. And thank you, Phillipa. Have a great day, guys. And we'll talk to you soon. You've been watching the Get Busy Living podcast with Dr. Scott and Phillipa Challis.